Mark, we obviously have a huge energy crisis in this country. I mean, I know everybody's concerned with gas rates, but I think that's the least of our problems because that's only going to get worse. And it seems to me that what we're really doing now is financing both sides of the war on terror. We finance our side, and then we buy all this expensive oil and give it to the Arab countries who then give it to the terrorists, to fight on the other side. So how can this be a win situation for us?
Well, the thing is that the answer is there, but the old guard wants to keep those answers away from us. You talk about outing the dummies. You read in the newspaper, solar energy is still more expensive. Let's see, why would that be? Well, it's a newer technology, been around for dozens and dozens of years. But the real reason is that they're comparing it to relatively cheap things like coal power, like nuclear power. Well, those are subsidized. They're subsidized billions and billions of dollars each year by the government. So if you were to hand those kind of subsidies to solar, to people that were building massive solar projects, massive wind projects, and in the area that it's applicable, Northern Nevada has it, geothermal energy, we would be able to take a huge bite out. Now you need to know, Americans always seem to think of ourselves as something of an island. You need to understand this, that there are literally thousands and thousands of panels, solar panels, that are churning out huge amounts of power. In Germany, in Japan, that's the new status symbol, having solar on your building, having solar on your house. In Ireland, all of these countries have passed us up because we insist on clinging to the old ways instead of, and at a time when we're talking about global warming, instead of trying these newer technologies, they're not new technologies, using newer technologies that don't waste water in the arid West, which is just such a huge issue if we're going to sustain our growth, sustain our economy. And they don't rely on one drop of foreign oil. That's the big point.
There's a book out called Plan B. And the subject of this book is that we've been on Plan A for many, many years, using all these resources as fast as we can, and that we can't keep that up indefinitely. There's a critical point called APO, after peak oil. Demand and supply has been going up steadily over the years, but eventually the supply is going to go down. And when that occurs, the cost of oil is going to skyrocket. Now we're just going on our merrily way like this is going to last forever, building these big gas guzzlers and using energy as fast as we can, and that is going to be a crisis point. I mean, we should be preparing for this. Former Senator Bill Bradley said that if we had a law here that mandated every vehicle had to get 45 miles to the gallon, we would not have to import any foreign oil. This crisis we are in is due to a lack of leadership in this country. And I hope the next president can turn this around because time is running out.
Understand we're at a scissors point. At one hand, the technology is there, and on the other hand, the necessity, both economic and in human lives. I mean, people are dying right now for oil. You can agree or disagree. That's the truth of the matter, is that's what we're doing in Iraq. That's what we're trying to do, is keep a solid base there, which is the furthest thing from the truth. But we're caught in a scissors point in time. So the question is, are we going to do something about it, or are we going to wait around for the rest of the world to show us how? It's a shame. The opportunity's here.
We're just going to walk right into a crisis, and we're going to be really stunned when we get there if we don't prepare ourselves.